What up? How's everybody doing out there?
We're doing good, aren't we?
Yeah, hey.
I'm doing great.
Amazing.
So, this is the What Up with Rob and Chris panel. You know Todd and Allie. This is our phenomenal super producer,
Yes, that's right.
Rob, and some other jamoke over here. So, we're ready to go. We're ready to have a little bit of fun. Everybody ready?
We're ready.
Born ready.
We have a whole new thing. So we have multiple cameras going on here.
Yes.
You're going to
So
start
Yes.
seeing these
So
wonderful,
professional.
amazing shows. We've actually improved ourselves drastically by adding two incredible additions
We're
to the
getting
show.
confident.
three.
Yes,
And
that's great.
also, our super producer is now on camera.
Yes.
So here we go. So we're going to talk a little bit of the movies, right, in this show.
We're gonna bring
So
up the movies.
there's a lot of new movies coming out. People are going back to the theaters. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out right away. Theaters, and also you can stream.
Yep.
But I know that there's one that you wanted to talk about right away.
Yeah, there is.
Which one do you want?
So, the one that I really wanted to talk about was The Many Saints of New York. Now, I know I saw it, and I know, if I'm not mistaken, you saw it, right, Todd?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm a big Sopranos fan.
Yeah.
Really pumped, really excited. I love The Sopranos.
Yes.
Okay? I was disappointed.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay. I agree with you. I was like, this is what they came up with?
Yeah, I was looking forward to, Dicky Moltisanti, seeing he was a fanculo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a big time one. But I was expecting him to be a little more harsh, unlike Tony's dad, who I thought, I don't know.
It was choppy.
Mm-hmm. Slow.
It was slow. You expect it to be an origin story for Tony Soprano, and he's not in it.
Yeah, I heard something about that. He's in it, but he's not really in it in most of the show, right?
He's a secondary, maybe a third-tier character.
Really?
Are you going to even give him that much?
Yeah. And now I will say, I think it was cool that they had, I think it was his son, right?
Yeah.
That played Tony Soprano.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it was, again, I will say choppy, to say the best. I will say it was completely slow. It was a bunch of little odd stories sort of strung together in an unusual timeline.
Yes. Thank you. It went from, if you want to just go to the timeline of Tony, it went from Tony being, this little jamoke that would get into a little bit of trouble here and there. And then all of a sudden it was like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Here I am, and I'm just going to be the biggest troublemaker ever. And it was like, whoa, wait a minute. There was so much missing. But then they did bring up a lot of stories from the actual series.
Right. And now I am not a Sopranos fan.
Right.
So I came at this with a totally different
Mm-hmm.
view. I am somewhat familiar with Sopranos. I've seen an odd and end couple shows here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't like, oh my god, The Sopranos is the best thing ever. So I watched it. I tried to be very open-minded, but I kept seeing the same thing as like, this is not, you didn't know who the families were. They were introducing characters very sporadically. It was just in and out of, there was no cohesion to it.
Yeah, it was hard to follow.
And being that I expected it to be a Tony Soprano origin story, it came as a huge shock that he is this minor character who just happened to be there, and every once in a while would do something stupid.
Right.
And then his uncle would come in and be like, "Hey, Tony, you can't do that. Don't be that kid." You know what I'm saying?
No.
And then the scene would be over, and it would be the uncle doing something. The whole, I can't remember her name. Dickie's original
Gumar.
wife.
I can't remember her name either.
His original wife, halfway through the movie, just disappeared.
Really?
Because they went to the Gumar, the Italian gal.
Yeah.
It was, just boom.
His mistress, and then that story's going on, and all of a sudden,
poof, she's gone.
Well, no, it's not that, but then she's having an affair over here, but they don't really explain any of that.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere, left field. Hey, here we go, hey, left field. Yo, come on, let's go. Let's get it on.
So I got a question. Did they even, his son played him, obviously, for a glimpse of something.
Yeah.
But did they actually pay homage to him in the movie? Like, did his image show up? Did anything like that happen?
No.
Not really, but in the beginning it looked like they were going to start to pay homage to him, but they paid homage to everybody that basically had passed away. Christopher Imperioli, who played Christopher, excuse me, let me spit this out. He was the one that was doing the narrating of it,
Yes.
which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he did a good job on narrating. At least that was the plus.
Yes.
And
but again, in that narration, they jumped right into things you were supposed to know.
Right.
And as a standalone movie, which is supposed to be this Tony Soprano origin story,
yes,
all of a sudden there's a narrative, and it's like this thing, and this guy did this to me. But we'll talk about that later. By the way, they never got to it.
No, they never did. The only thing that I could think of is that they did set the premise up with Tony being such a little jamoke. Towards the end there, they set it up. Is that going to be the next story? Is the true origin story?
But why would you set it up that way? I mean, are you even going to get to that point? Because
in the series they talked about Dickie Moltisanti so much in the series and how great of a guy he was, and you know how he was a mentor to Tony. Was that the true meaning, to set him up so you could see what his downfall was and why Tony had his tumble? Or I don't know.
So my question then is this, would this have been better just as like a network, like a Netflix series, so it could grow within the movie, or standalone, is it going to kill it off where you don't really have anything to play off?
I think in the end, they were going for one thing, and it seemed like the flavor of the movie through post-production or maybe director or whatever, it kind of changed course because it starts focused on Tony, like they're walking through the train station and there's this narration in the background of, hey, this is what happens in the future, blah, blah, blah. And then Tony disappears for a good quarter of the first part of the movie, and you're trying to catch up, like,
it's like, where is he? Why is he gone? And then all of a sudden it's like 4 years later and his dad's coming back from prison. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they were supposed to paint it as these were significant events in my life, kind of Tony Soprano origin story, but it didn't come off that way.
No, it didn't.
So,
all right.
It was
so. Do you have more to talk about on the Soprano thing, or
I think that I think it's done. I give it a
I want
thumbs
to ask
down.
Allie, because I mean this is going way over your head, right?
Yes.
But like, have you seen any movies lately? Like, have you seen what have you seen lately? Anything or
movies lately? Okay, well, I'm like a Disney fan.
Okay.
And I see by your shirt. Maybe it's a guess. But are you a Disney fan?
I am.
Okay, so have you seen the movie Luca?
Yes.
You have? Okay,
Yes.
well, they make like this pasta in the movie, and I recreated it because like it was a pesto, and it was delicious.
Wait,
Like,
what?
we need like a cookout or something.
Wait, seriously? That
Yes.
okay?
It was so good. Like when you were watching the movie and they were like twisting the pasta, were you like, that looks good? Like I want that.
Yes.
Yes.
I crave spaghetti all the time.
Yes, I'm a huge pasta fan.
Yeah.
I'm Italian. It's in my blood.
Yes.
It has to
You
be.
can't have no.
Yes, it's, carbs. I have to have them.
True.
So good.
A little garlic bread.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I went and saw Free Guy.
Oh yes.
So anybody see Free Guy?
I did see Free Guy.
You haven't seen Free Guy yet?
Okay.
Have you seen Free Guy?
I saw Freak
That was
Okay.
fantastic.
Hold on. Time out. Time out. I want to know how fantastic it was from the super producer.
I loved Free Guy. I thought it was great. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds, so can you really go wrong?
That's very true.
So-
Okay, now I'm interested. I need to see this under.
Yes,
I have
you do.
plans. I have
Yes, you
plans
do.
now.
It's great. To me, it was about, I don't know.
Ryan Reynolds walking around without a shirt on.
Yes, please.
Okay,
But anyway,
okay, good. Now that we
no,
got that
he
clear.
wore a blue shirt the whole time.
Oh,
Calm
that's
down.
Oh.
But no, for me, it was cool to see what's supposed to be an NPC or like a non-playable character in a game like break out and become his own.
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest part of the movie, despite that the graphics were really cool too.
They were pretty sick.
It did a really good job of how it carried the story and moved it, all the way around and then to the end. I mean, obviously, I don't give it away, but because it was such a fun movie, but at the end you're just like, oh, that was so fun, that was so good, and it brought you through. You just had a good time when you were in the movie.
What about the unexpected love story? What did you guys think of that?
Him and the big him?
You know where I'm going.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So,
two programmers.
So 2 programmers.
Right.
I thought it was thrown in at the end.
I kind of felt that way
Ooh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
I thought it was something to kind of that squirrel moment, not necessarily thrown in, but boom, here it is. And this is what the true love story is supposed to
I think it's supposed to be.
be. Whoop! There it is. Sorry.
No, I think they definitely sprinkled that story in at sort of not the beginning, but close to. So you sort of knew that was coming,
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Obviously, it was shot separately.
right?
And so you're
Not in front of a live studio audience,
No,
which
like
we
that.
have here tonight, by the
It's
way.
not like this show.
Right?
But I thought, and I'm going to be the dissenter on the panel.
Yeah.
Because I thought it could have been so much better.
Okay.
Ooh, how?
First of all, I will admit to my male crush on Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
Uh,
So
Fair.
with the shirt off, you would have been much better.
yeah, I was like,
Right?
does he make a bad movie? I mean, Deadpool, really? I mean,
The greatest movie ever. The greatest movie ever, Deadpool.
but I've liked Ryan Reynolds through all his movie career. But on this particular movie, I was like, was this the movie that he had to do to get something else made?
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, good answer. Good
You know what's
answer.
interesting though is because there hasn't been a lot because of what we dealt with of good movies, and it's all been pushed back behind and stuff. This was the first feel-good movie I think's really come out in this whole process.
I will agree with
That
that.
I think it filled a really big hole.
Yes, and
And he does have Deadpool 3 coming out.
I think this was it was a good fluff movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
You didn't have to think
You
about
said
it.
fluff.
Yeah, it was
A popcorn flick.
a
Yeah.
popcorn flick, absolutely. And I'm not a gamer, so it took me a while to get into the idea of the gamer world. Like I had to look up what an NPC was.
so you've learned.
No.
It's educational.
It's right.
So, I'm going to kind of throw a little knuckleball in here. Okay? Come
Oh,
on,
sure.
squirrel. Here it comes.
Throw the baseball reference in, fine.
That too. But if you want to see a really good gamer movie, Ready Player One.
Yeah, that was good
I mean, it brings out my inner nerd, which, yes, I'll admit, I'm.
See, I like
Always, but
Ready Player
anyway.
One.
Oh.
I did like that movie.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought it was good. I liked the way they did the graphics. Come on, the graphics, those were ridiculously phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
That too. Yep, drink. But what do you think? Did you see that movie?
I did not.
That's okay.
But I do have a question. Do you
Yeah.
guys prefer like in theater or like at home?
Oh, great question. Because
Ooh,
I
that's a
am
good
all about
question.
in the theater.
Yes.
If I'm watching at home and I'm by myself, I will get distracted and I can't
I feel
watch
that,
something
yeah.
at home. If somebody's hanging out with me, usually I can get through it. But if I'm in the theater, I'm in.
Yes.
And I mean, now when you go to the theater, they'll deliver the food to your seat.
Yes. Okay. Have you been to Studio Movie Grill?
I
Yes.
have.
I
Okay.
have not.
Oh,
So
you
what's
need
that
to.
experience like?
Oh, we gotta go.
We gotta
Yep.
We gotta do it.
We gotta like vlog.
Road trip.
Yes, we'll bring a little vlog camera and talk about our experience. It'd be great.
So I am totally in on the theater experience. I love it.
Yep.
I will say that there is a lovely advantage to the pause button.
Sure.
That's so true.
Because
Yes.
I'm
That's
up
true.
into the bathroom constantly.
Right, because if you drink water, like I drink
Right.
water or juice or whatever you're drinking, or vodka in Chris's water bottle, not sponsored yet.
Thanks,
soon. I think there's an advantage to the pause. I love that my wife can snuggle up next to me.
Aww.
But I do love that.
How cute.
Yeah, I do enjoy sitting in my couch, but I do enjoy the movie theater experience as well. I love
Yeah.
popcorn. I love the smell. I love movie studio grill where they come to your chair. You just push a button and the guy shows up to refill your drink. I love that. I love that you can get booze at the movie studio girl too.
Cinemark's doing that now too.
I saw that. I haven't been to Cinemark yet.
Yeah.
Last time I was at the theater, they were working on finishing construction of the Cinemark
Really?
bar area.
Yeah, so you can get the booze and they'll deliver food to your seat.
Nice.
Okay, so now we all need to get up and go to the movies.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Off
Let's
like a prom dress.
All right.
Anyway,
Chop chop.
Anyway, so hey,
So,
thank
well,
you for
hold on.
Okay,
Time
no,
out.
we ain't got no time for timeouts.
Hey, I want to definitely thank Anchor by Spotify for being one of our major sponsors, who is also our podcast sponsor. Thank you very much. And I know we got somebody else. There. Oh God. Todd, do you by any chance know?
I may be a sponsor.
Yes.
It might be.
Todd
Todd.
Bernstein. Folks, if you look down below, up, down, round, through, over, in between,
It's literally just below.
that too.
It's just there.
Okay, so we have Todd's information for you. His real estate license, his phone number, ladies. But that's a different story. So you guys can get in contact with Todd. Todd, again, is our sponsor for tonight's show.
Yeah. Is it datodd.com?
It has to be.
We gotta get the datodd.com.
I wish I could have done. Dang it!
We gotta look and see if that's there. What do you think? Should we?
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, till the next show, right?
Yeah, definitely. Hey,
Thank you
folks.
guys for joining us. What up?
What
And
up?
we'll see you in just a few.